Hello, this is the tradesight U.S. stocks and futures market preview and domestic economic data roadmap for the week beginning Monday, the 11th of August, 2014, and ending Friday, the 15th. Guess what? Because the first of the month was a Friday, this week is already the third Friday of the month, which means this is options expiration. Also means that the next cycle is going to be a 5-week option cycle ending with the expiration in September, and that's a triple expiration. This is a single options expiration week. We'll discuss that a little bit more in a few minutes. Let's start by taking a look at what's going on in the market. It was a very strange week. We had a very light volume day on Monday, but we had a pretty good trading day. We had a decent trading day on Tuesday. We had an excellent trading day in the stocks on Wednesday. Thursday could almost find nothing going on. Volume was light. Friday didn't look much better, and I actually left halfway through the day because there was just nothing going on. We did pop in the market late on Friday, as you'll see in a few minutes. We'll discuss that, but nothing really that caused it that we can see. So here's a look at the daily chart of the ES front month futures contract. We've been operating under that 13 sell signal. Went a little lower this week, although Friday rebounded a bit on the close. You can see we're 9 bars down on a new startup phase, and then the red line is the static trend line. That's probably the ultimate target of this downward move once we can kind of shake off whatever this little bounce is. Here's a look at the NASDAQ side. Actually, we'll go straight to the NDX index. Cash index, you can see this one now is 9 bars down, new startup phase there on the NDX. Still have a lot of room down to that red line if we want it there. Here's the SOX. You can see this one been making its way down, leading the market actually, and it's heading towards that red line as well, and under the 10 EMA at this point. And here's a look at oil, just so we know, crude oil inventories. Amazing with all that's going on in the world, and now the situation in Iraq, and we're bombing over there again, and oil is just heading down. We got hurricanes in Hawaii, and oil is under $100 a barrel. Strange time of year for that to be happening. Hopefully it isn't because the economic situation has slowed down so much that there's no demand, which is a possibility. This is something that happened back in 2008 ahead of the big slowdown and the market crash, was that oil dropped. Remember, it had gotten up to the $140 barrel level back in the mid-2000s after breaking what had always been the wall at $80 a barrel, and shot up. And when everything fell apart in 2008, oil came all the way back down to like $40 a barrel, $35 a barrel before bouncing, because the economy had slowed down so much there was just no demand. So I find it strange that we're getting such a downward move in oil with everything going on in the world, plus the usual summer months and the heat and the potential for hurricanes. And here we are heading down. So very, very interesting action, to say the least, in oil. Also going to show you the biotechs real quick. Pretty much a flat week here. Really flat week in the biotechs. Let's look at some of our key stocks that we like to trade and see what they did this week. Google, look at that. Dead sideways basically almost every day in the exact. This is why Friday looked so bad. By the time we got to Friday, there was nothing else to focus on because everything had been so flat. Nothing was breaking out or breaking down. Look at Apple. A little downside bias, but mostly a lot of sideways action. Wednesday in particular was really narrow there. Here's a look at Amazon. We were looking for this one on the long side on Friday. But look at the last 5 days. I mean, they're really all in a very narrow range for Amazon for the entire week that we just sat through. And again, that's part of why Thursday and Friday ended up being so slow. Tesla, boy, nice cup formation going here in Tesla, and we'll be watching this one for a breakout to new highs. Should be a decent runner from there. Probably squeeze the shorts. A lot of people short this stock because they don't believe the valuation is a good one. I'm not in that camp. Happen to think that this thing can go higher, and certainly if you break out, it's going to go on a little run there from that point. Here's a look at Netflix, another one up this week. And again, I pointed this out on Friday or on Thursday. It would be a 13 seeker sell signal here, except for the fact that the 13th bar has to be above bar 8, and we're not quite above bar 8 at this point in time. So those are some of the key stocks we like to look at on the daily. Now let's go back and take a look at the ES futures contract 10-minute bars, so we can see what we did this week. And you can see part of Friday on the chart, and then the thicker dashed lines are the end of each day. So Monday we opened basically flat, little gap up, filled it quickly, bounced around. Actually ran Monday afternoon, which was interesting and unusual. Tuesday we gapped down. We never filled that gap. And keep in mind, 80% of gaps fill the same day, 95% fill within a week. Might explain why we bounced the way we did late Friday afternoon, just trying to go up and fill that gap, or at least get us in range to handle it on Monday. 95% filling the same within a week. That gives us till Tuesday morning for that to happen this next week. So it's just a technical move and nothing else really. So Tuesday gap down and headed lower. Wednesday tiny gap down, filled the gap quickly. We had a nice trading day on Wednesday, but it was still, but the whole thing was done by the first hour or so, hour and a half, and then dead flat in the afternoon. Look how narrow those bars got. Thursday we gapped up, and over an hour in, nothing was going on at all. We did finally drop when we started. Rumors were hitting that we were dropping bombs in Iraq. The market sold off a bit, then bounced and then sold off further, closing near the lows for the week so far. And then on Friday, we got a little gap up, filled the gap very quickly. We weren't doing much all the way through lunch. We were in about a 6-point range, and then suddenly the market took off and ran. Like I said, even though there was a little volume there, maybe there was some news globally, but it's just a technical move back towards that gap. So we've got about 10 more points to get up there, not even that, and fill the gap on the ES. That could happen very quickly Monday morning. We can do the same look here on the NQs, the NASDAQ futures. Not quite as dramatic, actually even flatter on the NASDAQ this week than the ES. Monday's the standout day where we rallied in the afternoon. But other than that, pretty much the same day over and over and over again. Tuesday, Wednesday looks exactly like Thursday, Friday, doesn't it? So now let's take a look at some economic data. What do we have coming out this week? What are we going to focus on? Well, we'll do the data first, and then we'll talk about the other thing that we need to be aware of for this week, which is options. All right, so there is no economic data on Monday. Tuesday, the JOLTS job openings and Treasury budget. Wednesday, MBA mortgage index, retail sales, business inventories, crude oil inventories. Thursday, initial and continuing jobless claims. That's the weekly number. Import-export prices. Natty gas. Friday, PPI. This is the bigger day. PPI Empire Manufacturing Index. Net long-term tick flows, industrial production, and capacity utilization, and the first look at Michigan sentiment for the month of August. None of this is any of our big data. There's nothing huge here. Again, the focal point this week then is going to be options expiration, and that means Friday guaranteed to be a summer Friday options expiration day, almost guaranteed to be just dead flat with nothing going on, everything stuck to its strike price. So be aware of that on Friday. But if we're going to get a move, it'll be an options unraveling move either Wednesday or maybe Thursday. We'll be looking for that after the first hour play both of those days. Keep in mind, getting an options unraveling move is a little bit dependent on how big the open interest is on the options. And given the fact that the market's been so light on volume lately, there might not be much of one, but we will certainly be looking for it either way, because when you get those moves, you keep with that direction the rest of the day and see what you can get out of the market. So that's it. We'll be helping you make money in the TradeSight Trading Lab. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 11, and hope to see you there. Have a great weekend.